Welcome to the Stack Supplement Podcast, the premier source for supplement news and reviews.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Stack Supplement Podcast, where we run down all of the top stories and exciting announcements shared on our website from the past 7 days. And it was a hugely fun week last week. It was filled with excitement, reveals, releases. In fact, many of which I would suggest just go to the website as per usual. Check in daily, check in on social media, do whatever, but this is just a summary of all the stories. But this was one of those weeks where there was so much action that I'm only going to be able to run down maybe half of the good stuff, although there will be the better half, but definitely go to the website and just run through everything to check it out. But we're going to kick this episode off with news from Fulfill Nutrition. Now, if you're not at all familiar with these guys, it's mainly available in the UK and Europe. It is an Irish brand. Didn't start all that long ago, but very popular in the UK. They make a bar. I wouldn't say it's the same as Grenade's Carb Killer, but has a very similar build where it's got that kind of doughy base, gooey layer on top, chocolate around, and they've been known to put together some great flavors. The product is also infused with vitamins and minerals, which gives a nice little point of difference. But over the years, the brand has only really grown by way of adding flavors. It's never really expanded beyond its one flagship protein bar. This past week, we actually finally saw Fulfill Nutrition do something outside of its original product, although to be honest it wasn't too far of a stretch. The new product that the brand announced and is launching very soon is also a protein bar, so similar, same format category as its original product. It's just a very different build to that original one. This one is referred to as, I think it's like the Fulfill Crispy Protein Bar or whatever. There's no real official name on it. It's still very much branded as Fulfill, but it has a different look to it, just no signature name. But yeah, it's called the Fulfill, or referred to as the Fulfill Nutrition Crispy Protein Bar. It comes in two flavors. There is peanut and caramel. And so the name of it kind of gives you an idea on its point of difference. If you're at all familiar with protein bars, you would have undoubtedly come across those, the crispy, what we kind of call them Rice Krispie style bars, where it's instead of that doughy center, you've got just, rows and hundreds of crispy balls squished together, and that kind of makes up the body. It gives the product, sometimes it gives the product a crispy, crunchy, light consistency, but in my experience that's not always the case, as I have had some bars that look the same as those crispy and crunchy ones, but they leave you chewing 3 times longer than you'd expect. One of the better ones, if you haven't tried it, would be the BSC and Synthesix bar. That one is, I think it's the Synthesix Crisp bar. That's probably one of the better like Rice Krispie, Crunchy, Crisp protein bars. And either way, that's what Fulfill Nutrition's new one is. It's got that crispy center and a layer of chocolate around the outside, and I believe there are peanuts as well throughout the peanut flavor of the crispy protein bar. And then the other one obviously has a caramel twist to it because it's a caramel flavor. The big difference with this one is that the original Fulfill Nutrition protein bar has 20 grams of protein, so it has that typical 20 grams. The new Fulfill Crispy one is much lower than that at 8.7 grams, which is well under half. And then you get 12 grams of carbohydrates with under 2 grams or less of that sugar, 7.5 fat with around 150 calories. So not only is it intended to be like a lighter and crispier protein snack compared to the Fulfill flagship protein bar, but it's also intended to be lighter in terms of nutrition. So the macros are much better. Also not much better, but lower. I wouldn't actually necessarily call these better. I always calculate things based on how much protein you get versus how much calories it is. And so in this case, you get 8.7 grams of protein to 150 calories. Whereas the original Fulfill Nutrition bar, I know they get 20 grams of protein, but I think the calories are 220, 230, somewhere around there. Either way, it works out to be the better one with the protein to calorie argument. But yeah, it's a pretty big move for GFuel, to be honest, because again, they've been known for that one product, one protein bar for so long. It was kind of cool to see them step out of their comfort zone, even if it is into the same category that they've been known for. But yeah, we'll shoot from there to another brand who is looking at the functional market, and that is AP Sports Regimen. And this is a sports nutrition company that kind of came on strong at the start of the year, announcing that it has had a lot of things planned. It had a lot of developments and changes planned, and it has been following through on that with several flavor extensions, new products here and there, a few basics. It did essentially relaunch, or really just launch at the end of last year. It brought out new categories and whatnot, and a new look. And so the 2021 has been just, I guess, an expansion of that and really pushed that line out there. And they've done a great job. But now they've announced their first ever functional product with their protein brownie. So it's true to its name. It is a brownie snack that's high in protein, but it has a bit of a twist to it. AP Sports hasn't just made this all about protein. Well, that is a big factor. You get 16 grams of protein per brownie. It's also put in 5 grams of collagen to support hair, skin, nails, and joints, and so on. I think it's pretty cool that they've noted how much collagen you get, and that they've very much highlighted it separate from the protein. Because a lot of brands will put collagen in snacks and drinks and stuff, and they won't really highlight how much you get. And that is, of course, a key part about using an ingredient, is to put the right amount in. So yeah, you get a good amount of collagen in this one. I don't know the macros outside of that 16 grams of protein. I don't imagine them being too over the top. Again, I haven't really seen them, so I can't be sure. I think the brownie itself, I can't remember the exact weight. I don't even have the weight of it, but it is coming in a strong selection of flavors. So typically brownies, we see them launch in just a typical straightforward chocolate brownie flavor. While that will be on the menu for the AP Sports protein brownie with chocolate fudge, there will be 3 others. Alongside that, chocolate fudge will be cookies and cream, chocolate peanut butter chip, and a chocolate cookie monster. So it's a pretty hefty chocolate menu. And that product is due to launch in the coming weeks, I believe. And you'll be able to pick it up first through the brand's online store. But when it goes live, we'll make sure we share it on the site anyway, purely because that's when I'll be able to tell you what kind of nutrition you're getting into on this one. But yeah, you can get a better look at it on the website, and we look forward to seeing that one debut very soon. The next story is going to keep us in the functional category, and it comes from Built Brands, known for its flagship protein snack, the Built Bar. Incredibly soft, incredibly smooth, very sweet protein snack. This weekend, the weekend just been, Built Brands announced a very different kind of product in Built Balls, or Built Protein Balls. They're very similar to Core Nutritionals balls, of course, in that it's basically that classic snack ball style product, but infused with a bit more protein. And the really cool twist on this is that the product again has that very whole food ball body. It's made of almonds, pumpkin seeds, quinoa. But inside the ball, at the center, is a good chunk of gooey, smooth peanut butter. So I'm pretty sure that should make for one hell of a consistency. I'd also add some good macros and nutrition to the product. But the products I've had where they can keep that peanut butter like smooth and gooey and like peanut butter, man, does it really break up the consistency of the snack and make it a whole lot more enjoyable. And when you actually put real full peanut butter in a product, it sweetens the whole thing up like crazy as well. I think Animal's product did it a few years ago. I think it was 2019. They did a great job, and they had peanut butter in theirs. I'm trying to remember I can't remember the name of the product. It was one of their protein bars, and yeah, it really helps. And the Built protein balls I'm probably going to grab them just to see how good they are. The macros, however, aren't quite as lean as the brand's popular Built bar. You get 5 grams of protein per ball in this one. So it does say 10 grams on the outside, but inside the pack, there are two 25-gram balls, and each of those balls provides 5 grams of protein. And then on top of that, you get 6 to 7 grams of fat, depending on the flavor, 10 to 11 grams of carbohydrates, 1 to 2 grams of that sugar, and 90 to 100 calories. As mentioned, the variance is dependent on the flavor you grab. Peanut butter brownie is the lower calorie flavor, and then there's coconut almond, and that's the one that comes in at 100. I believe the product is available now on the brand's website. You can buy it. It's $30 for a box. And while that's not too bad of a price, keep in mind that's not a box of 12. That's a box of 16 packets. So you get two balls in each. That's 32 balls all up. So it's not a bad deal. But of course, it's going to come down to how good this thing tastes. Probably going to sneak my order in and find out firsthand. I'm a huge peanut butter fan, along with a lot of people, I imagine. So when I heard this thing had a peanut butter center, they kind of had me from the get-go. But yeah, head to the website, check it out. We should have a link on there now about where to go and how to purchase it. The next story is actually a bit of a cryptic story. And I'm not sure if we talked about this last week, but I'm going to highlight it again anyway. And it's about GFuel. So if you can, so recently GFuel came out with, there was the Free Guy movie, which they did an energy drink flavor and then a flavor of their powder supplement, based on the Free Guy movie that rolled out to cinemas recently. And then they did two flavors of their powder supplement and as well as the energy drink. And they were themed around the upcoming film Venom, Let There Be Carnage, the highly anticipated sequel to the Marvel film Venom. And the two flavors, each of them were themed around characters from the film. There was a flavor called Black Ooze, and that was themed around the star character Venom. And then there was a flavor called Red Ooze, which was themed around the villain in the upcoming film Carnage. These were two very big launches, I thought, because I haven't seen many companies team up with films. BPI Sports recently did it with Fast and the Furious. Insane Labs did it with Hellboy. But I don't recall ever seeing a brand do it for more than one film. At least separate films. It's definitely a rarity, and it's an absolute first to see someone sort of, like I said, do Free Guy, and then they did Venom. Recently, or pretty much last week, GFuel posted the new trailer for the upcoming Spider-Man film, Spider-Man No Way Home. Now, this is a lot of speculation right now, but I'm pretty sure, or I'm pretty confident, that we're going to be seeing another movie collaboration from GFuel, and this one's going to be themed around Spider-Man No Way Home. Spider-Man No Way Home trailer, by the way, I believe it set the record for the most views of a movie trailer in 24 hours. When it dropped. And so this is no pushover movie. This is a giant film coming out in December, I believe it is. And I have to imagine that GFuel sharing the trailer is a hint at them coming out with Spider-Man No Way Home themed products, much like they did with Free Guy and Venom. And I'm assuming just like they did with Free Guy and Venom, they'll be doing flavors for their gaming supplement and their energy drink. I think this would be pretty damn big for the brand. I remember seeing pictures that they've shared of people giving out the Free Guy energy drink, and just being attached to things like that is huge because it brings a company like GFuel, that is just a gaming supplement company, into the eyes of someone who might just be going to the movies, and I don't know, the distribution, all that plays a part, but to be attached to that in some way is pretty damn cool and pretty damn big. And it goes well beyond the collaborations are cool, like we've seen with Ghost, and and many others that have teamed up with like food companies like Oreo and Chips Ahoy, but to team up with a movie that doesn't necessarily have a flavor attached, and to be on that scale of Hollywood and blockbusters, it's taking GFuel to some incredible heights, and I think it's amazing to see what they've done. And if they do pull off this Spider-Man collaboration, it'd be huge. It'd be and like I said, the speculation is there because they've shared the trailer. And another part about it is that the distribution company, or the company distributing Venom Let There Be Carnage, is the same company that's distributing Spider-Man No Way Home. So it would be fairly safe to say that the avenues and who they need to talk to get it done, they've already dealt with. So it is very early. Like I said, the film itself isn't coming out until December, but it doesn't stop GFuel. I guess they might come out with it in November or October. And as weird as it sounds, September's like a day or so away. So, almost at the end of the year. And it's just a damn cool thing to see. The Venom one was badass. The Free Guy one was badass. And a Spider-Man No Way Home one will be equally as badass, but it's just going to be on, like I said, on that other level, because this is a big blockbuster movie. So check that out on the site, even though there's not much more to find out, because it's very much speculation. But if I was a betting man, I would probably put some money down on this, because it seems very, very likely, and very odd if they just share the trailer on social media for no reason other than to share it. The next story we have, we're going to close out with 3 stories. 2 of them energy drink based. We're going to kick off with the one that's not, and it is news from Redcon 1, who they won our Brand of the Year award in 2017 and 18. They won it back to back. I'm pretty sure 17 and 18. It was Inspired in 19, Ghost in 20. So yeah, they won 17 and 18, and they were pretty relentless for those first 2-3 years when they came out. It's a very different brand now. They've expanded and grown in many different ways. But if you were there from the start, you'll know that Redcon 1 had some pretty solid supplements and some very intense products on the market. Total War was no pushover when it debuted, and saw many reformulations since then. But they were relentless, coming out with new products or new categories. That was one after another, flavor extensions, special editions. The past couple of years they've been a little more quiet, but a lot quiet compared to what they were. But look at the size of them. You can't blame them. It's obviously not done anything wrong. In fact, they've done the opposite and done everything right. But this year there has been a very strong rise in activity from Redcon 1, to the extent where they seem to be firing all cylinders, and really pumping. Not necessarily new releases and flavors and whatnot like they were doing back in 17 and 18 when they won our Brand of the Year award, but they've just been firing all different special editions, flavor series, new products, formats, teasers, previews. Don't forget they previewed their bottled water. They've also teased an RTD version of their hydration supplement Canteen. We saw the debut of the long-awaited MRE bar, which is, not the MRE, but the Redcon 1 BAR, the bar, which is delicious if you haven't tried it. Not as smooth as I would have hoped, but damn, does the flavor make up for it. They've also teased a light version of the MRE RTD, but the latest from Redcon 1 is that it is coming out with a separate line or brand called Redcon 1 Meals, and this is going to be pretty much a meal prep service. And as far as I know, and I'm probably going to be wrong on this, I don't know of another sports nutrition brand that does meal prep. I know there are brands out there that have done like ready-to-eat meals. I know My Protein has had like those performance-style meals that you get in the UK. Heat and Eats. I've seen some of those, but I have never seen like that fresh meal prep style offering from a sports supplement brand. And the thing is, if it was a smaller company or a mid-size, it might have seemed a bit odd, but it's fitting for Redcon 1. They have 2 damn gyms now. They have RTDs, bars, supplements for almost every damn category. So this is kind of fitting because they're just expanding their reach. And yes, as far as we know, Redcon One hasn't shared a whole lot about the new brand and series, just that it's going to be healthy, nutritious meals, I'm assuming prepped for a variety of diets and sizes and calories and whatnot, but it will be that classic meal prep style where, your fresh food, heat up, keep in the refrigerator, and yeah, that's kind of about it. I mean, they didn't share a lot of information, but they didn't need to. Just saying the fact that they're coming out with Redcon One meals at the meal prep service, I mean, it's pretty damn cool to see them expand in that direction. And again, it's not something I can recall I've seen any other brand do, but don't be afraid to reach out and remind me if there is one. But yeah, it's a pretty big step. They're planning to do it, I believe, in the coming weeks or months. It's a huge move. From my understanding, they're going to be, I have to imagine you're going to be able to order through their website, which would be really cool to be able to order the meals and order your supplements and kind of all in the one. I think that's really cool to do. I actually think bodybuilding.com did it a while back. This is going to bug me. It's going to make me think now. Either way, no matter where you look at it, it's a huge step from Redcon One. But we'll be sharing details when we get it. The cool thing about what Redcon One is doing is, that if anything, they're very good at being competitive at pricing. And meal prep obviously isn't in the range for everybody in the world. But that Redcon One's going to do what it can to make it reasonable. So I think that's going to be pretty interesting to see as well, how they price it, how they lay it out. Like I said, whether they have sizes, versions, diets, and all this stuff. It'd be cool to see. Again, we'll share details on it when we can. But if you want to head to the website, type in Redcon One meals. You can get basically it's a tiny image and it shows you a sample of some meals. But that's about all we have. The last two stories of this show is going to start with Reys Energy Drink, the guys who just took home their first ever Clash of the Cans title. They were the winner for this year at the Clash of the Cans, of course, our energy drink showdown, where we get everyone to vote for their favorite energy drink. Reys took it after getting runner-up in 2019 and 20, and that was to C4 Energy and Rain Total Body Fuel, respectively. They came home with a title in 2021, and very well deserved, very loved energy drink, huge fan base, and they showed it this year. But the news is this week is over the past few months, Reys has been doing, past couple of months, Reys has been doing a limited edition flavor every month. It said it would do it back in July, and it has, June, and it has been doing that. We got, I'm trying to remember, it was strawberry lemonade, I think it was in June, and then in July we got rainbow, and the flavor of this month that is now available, I haven't actually checked. I know that they sell out fast, so it might be gone by now, who knows, but the flavor that they put together for August, that is a limited run, so get in while you can if you want to try it, is white peach. It features, again, another awesome standout can design, and this is a limited flavor, so once it's gone, it's, as far as I know, it's not coming back, much like, as I said, strawberry lemonade and rainbow. But yeah, again, it's sometimes you can't say it won't be coming back forever. Sometimes brands launch limited flavors and then return them for an anniversary or a I don't know. Either way, if you want to get it, this is a limited time, and it's on the brand's website, and it is still in stock. I just double checked, so get on while you can. And if Reys continues to deliver as promised, we are going to be seeing another limited flavor in 3 or 4 weeks. So keep an eye out for that one. And big props to Reys doing this, because limited flavors is not easy to do, especially for beverages. I know Ugly does it for their sparkling water, but it's a tough thing to do, even for supplements. So big props to them. But the last story, and the absolutely huge one we had last week, is coming from Cellucor C4. Energy, the winner of our Clash of the Cans, our first ever one in 2019. The news out of that camp is not even news. It's the product is now out, or partially available. We shared the first look at Cellucor's collaboration with the very popular and really well-known Starburst candy. So the two came together to create 4 flavors of the popular carbonated C4 energy drink. Those flavors are Starburst Strawberry, Starburst Orange, Starburst Lemon, and Starburst Cherry. And I just think it's huge. It's the first ever kind of flavor collab we've seen from Cellucor, which is a big step. It's probably going to pave the way for more from the company. I don't know. But the 4 were revealed last week, and then pretty much 5 days later, I think it was, 2 of them became available at the vitamin shop, and those 2 are Starburst Lemon and I think it's Starburst Orange. So Starburst Strawberry and Starburst Cherry I don't think are available yet, but someone did comment on our Instagram, I believe it was a distributor. They were saying that these aren't exclusive. This isn't like a separate. This isn't just for Vitamin Shop. The products will be going all across the country, and that particular distributor, I believe, had it in stock and was selling it to retailers. So my guess is this thing's going to be popping up this week all across the country, all over stores, all over online retailers. Vitamin Shop was just the first one I think that we saw it at, and then they had it available on Friday or Saturday or something. But yeah, you get all of the same ingredients that you've come to know and love in the C4 energy drink, originally called C4 carbonated, and it all comes with no calories. So I haven't had a C4 energy drink that I was disappointed in, and that goes for any of the versions. They've been known to come up with some killer flavors and stuff like that, so I have to imagine, while I never like saying, absolutely certain, I have to imagine these things are going to be dynamite. Cellucor will likely knock them out of the park and deliver a flavor that is exactly what you'd expect if you were to drink Starburst candy in the form of an energy drink. So you can check those out on the site. Just type in Starburst. I'm pretty sure it'll be the only search you'll find with Starburst. Although we have seen some Starburst inspired flavors from aminos and pre-workouts and whatnot, but type in C4 Starburst, you better get a look at them, and we'll have links there to go and buy them from the vitamin shop. But as mentioned, they are rolling out to stores by the sounds of things as we speak, so look forward to seeing them in your local gym, store, shelf, whatnot. We'll share more links when we get them. Obviously, if there's one thing I always like to share to readers is when we get variety packs, because it's not that common for retailers to do. Typically they'll just sell the one flavor in cases and cases, but on occasions there are some that do variety packs, because if you're like myself, I don't mind spending some money on a product or a drink and finding out it's bad, but if I could buy one case instead of 4, because if you don't like it, I just like variety packs. It's a great way to try the selection. But if we come across one of those, I'll make sure we put it up on the site, or even a retailer who's selling them individually in single cans. So keep an eye on the site, or just go over to the Vitamin Shop. They have the 2 in stock, and likely the Starburst Strawberry and Cherry are close behind. But for this week's summary recap episode, that is it. Thank you for tuning in, and we look forward to having you again next week.